Welcome to Pet Pals. I'm Dee Dee and this is Randy, and we are at Frederick County Animal Control, and we want to show you some of our adoptable animals that we have here in the shelter this week. And we are starting out the show with Harper, who is, as you can see, a setter of some type, perhaps a red and white setter or English setter, and he came to us as a stray, so we don't know very much about him except that he's awfully friendly. His nails are nice and short, his coat seems cared for. So clearly he was someone's pet, but without ID or a microchip and no one coming in looking for him, we are unable to find his owner and looking for a new home for him. And obviously Harper is a name that we call him. Even if it was the name he came with, he wouldn't care if you changed it. So if you think that you would like to meet him and make him your own, he would certainly be open to a new name. He's about 3 or 4 years old. And he just noticed our rabbit off camera, so maybe has a little bit of hunting instinct. See, won't even take food when he is interested in the bunny. Yeah, good boy. Don't scare the bunny, though. So Harper is, as you can see, for an adult dog that is of a hunting species, he's certainly not overbearing and too energetic for anyone. Very sweet dog. Has a lot to offer. If you think Harper might be a good match for you or someone that you know, please come by the shelter and meet him or pass his picture around from Pet Finder or link to this episode of Pet Pals and share it with people who might be interested or know someone who is. What a good boy. Yeah. Our next guest is Dozer. And Dozer, as you can see, is a lovely brindle pit bull. He's famous now in Frederick. He was at Shockley Honda this weekend and wowed the crowd and has become somewhat of a celebrity in Frederick. So he is looking for his own home. The way that Dozer came to us is actually, it's a great story. Someone found him and they had a little Shih Tzu and a couple of kids, and he was so great with their family. They held on to him for over a month, trying to see if they could find his owner, which they could not. And then they brought him here. And the reason I say it's a great story is, number one, someone took the dog in when he needed it, which is, you know, typical of Frederick, generous citizens. But secondarily, now we know a lot more about him, that he was great with the kids, that he was good with the little dog. And now on top of that, don't look at our bunny. On top of that, he's been to Shockley Honda for the day. So we saw how he is in crowds, in lines with other dogs, and he did a great job. I wouldn't say that he would necessarily be great with a rabbit because of this attention. But he does very well with other dogs, with people of all ages. So we think Dozer would make someone a really great pet. If you know someone who might be interested, then let us know or send them over. We are back with Seminole, and Seminole is 7 years old. She was born in the house that she came from, and she is here with her mother, who was also born in the house she came from. And looking at Seminole, you might think she is part Corgi, and that is what she looks to be. We often get stray dogs and make a guess as to their breed, and if Seminole had come to us stray, we would have said Corgi mix. But because we know a lot about her, and we have her mother, who is a gray shaggy terrier mix, and we're able to find out that her father is not a Corgi or Corgi mix. So despite her presentation, she is a terrier mix. And she's very nervous here because she has not been away from the mother she came in with in her whole entire 7 years. Now, if it's possible for Seminole and her mother, Anawa, to be adopted together, we would love that. But Anawa would be fine to be adopted alone, and we think that Seminole, we're getting her ready for that, so that she can have her own place, her own family. But as you can see, it makes her shy to be away from her mom. When she's with her mom, she's a lot more outgoing and confident. She takes cues off of her mother. And they're both just delightful little dogs. And of course, whenever we get dogs from former owners, especially owners who have had the dog an entire lifetime, will give us lots of information about what they like. And Seminole and her mother in particular like to play with a laser pointer. So it is something that their new family could do for them that would make them feel comfortable. They would remember from their past. So it's a way that you could make friends with them and get them to know that you are going to be her new family. So if you think that Seminole would be a nice match for your family or know someone who might be a good match for her, then have them come by the shelter and meet her or pass her picture around and see if we can find her a second family. We are back with Bella, and Bella was also a star at Shockley Honda this weekend, so she's well known about the community, and hopefully she will have generated some adoption interest from being out all day Saturday working hard for the shelter. A lot of people think the shelter does not receive purebred dogs other than labs and shepherds, and that's not true. We get whatever kind of dogs are popular as pets. A small percentage of those will be relinquished to the shelter or left behind. So whatever the wide population of dogs in the community is, will be similarly a reflection of the shelter population. So Bella is one of many pugs we have gotten this year. Since June, we've probably had about 10. And we do have a wish list, and we have recently called people on the wish list for another fawn-colored pug that we had. So one of the things that happened this weekend related to pugs was a very famous dog show, Crufts, over in the British Isles, was held, and they have cracked down on purebred dogs that have extreme features, such as the squished-in face of the pug. Some dogs with brachiocephalic skull have the squished-in face, have trouble breathing. So it's very difficult for them to be left in a car in hot weather, difficult for all dogs, but these little dogs are in particular danger. They can't go hiking in the hot summer. They need to not exercise too much all at once. So this breed is very popular because they're very cute, but obviously any extreme physical feature has medical implications. So if anyone would like to adopt a pug, they need to know that they need to be kind of couch potatoes as far as exercise goes, yet they have a bubbly, vivacious personality, so they are not at all interested in staying home and doing nothing, but they need to be accommodated for. And Bella will be very happy to go anywhere and do anything. She's a delightful little dog, and she has a little crush on Dozer, so if you want two dogs, maybe Bella and Dozer together. So if you have been interested in learning more about pugs or any of the dogs that have extreme features, give us a call. We'll tell you all about what they need. And if you've had a pug before and are interested in Bella, then please come by the shelter and meet her and see if she's the right one for you.
You like that bunny too, didn't you?
Yes, you do. We are back with Stella. Stella is an 18-month-old Chihuahua who came to us from a woman who got her from a friend who thought she might make a good companion for her, but she said she just can't keep up with a young puppy and take care of a dog, so she brought her into us, and we would love to find her a new home. The thing is that Stella hasn't met very many people. She knows the woman who had her prior to going into the home that brought her to us, and then she was only in that home for 3 months. So she's very shy. She is nervous about new people carrying her around, but she does not know how to walk on a leash. So obviously you can see she's pretty much only happy in someone's lap. If she has a life support system, she'll be okay. So if you have the patience and tenderness for a little dog like this, then please come in and meet her and see if she would be a good match for you. She is only 18 months old, so certainly she can come out of her shell and learn all kinds of things that dogs love to do with a little bit of patience and training. Stella is smoke-colored, which is interesting for a Chihuahua. I haven't seen it before, but it's becoming more and more popular with designer dogs to breed dogs for special colors because that's attractive to puppy purchasers. So Stella is looking for a new home, and hopefully we will find one for her this week. if you want to come by the shelter and meet any of our adoptable dogs, then we are here till 5 o'clock every weekday with extended hours till 8 on Wednesdays and Thursdays. We're also here on Saturdays till 4. So think about coming by, check out our Pet Finder page or past episodes of Pet Pals. And we will be back after a short break with some other adoptable animals at Frederick County Animal Control. I hope you'll stay with us.
Hey, look at that large group of paddlers over there.
Yeah, that's that Parks and Rec group again. Nice bunch. They're out here all summer. They do trips on the Monocacy and the Potomac.
They sure look like they're having a good time.
That's probably because the staff is so helpful and informative. Anybody can go on those trips.
Well, what am I doing out here with you then?
I don't know. Neither of us can swim, and you keep sticking me with that hook. Hey, what are you doing? You're gonna flip the... Oh!
Are you looking for that perfect spot for your child's next birthday party? Look no farther. Frederick County Parks and Recreation can fulfill all your birthday party needs. Choose from any of our rec center locations. Your party rental includes tables, chairs, paper products, on-site facility supervisor, and much more. Pricing for our parties is $120 for 2 hours in our rec room or $170 for 2 hours in our rec room and gymnasium. For more information and availability, call 301-600-2936 or visit us on the web at www.recreator.com.
If you're 55 or older and looking for a way to get moving and strengthen your body, then join the Frederick Senior Center for its strength training class. This class is offered daily and no pre-registration is required. For just $2 a class, you can develop strength, flexibility, balance, and coordination. Strength training also increases your metabolism, which can help control weight gain and help lower your blood pressure. So stop thinking about it and start exercising today. Classes are offered at the Frederick Senior Center, located at 1440 Taney Avenue in Frederick. For more information and class schedules, call 301-600-1605.
We are back with Pet Pals. Thanks for joining us. This is Fluffy. She is a 4-year-old Holland Lop. Obviously a rabbit, and she is looking for a new home. She came to us with her sister and companion Snowy, and they are ready to be adopted separately. They've lived together for most of their lives, and they enjoy each other's company okay, but female rabbits usually prefer to have their own space. So Fluffy is available for adoption, and one thing to know about adopting a rabbit is that people often think that a rabbit will just stay in a cage and be more of a decorative pet. Not the case. One of the reasons that the person who gave up Fluffy and Snowy parted with them was she said that allowing them out to run around the house, which does need to be done so that they have exercise and a full life and they stay fit, is that they shed, just like a cat or a dog, and that she was no longer willing to take care of them and clean up after them. So one of the things that rabbits like to do when they are out and about is you can look on YouTube and find videos of rabbits climbing on things. They will get on top of furniture. They can learn to do little agility courses. You can put up an X-pen and put cardboard rolls in there and untreated wicker that's safe for them to chew, and they will greatly enjoy their time out and exploring things. They're very clever. You can even look at one of the videos I recently saw on YouTube that was fascinating is of a border collie who has a companion rabbit, and the rabbit herds sheep alongside the border collie. And it's very great to watch, but the importance of it is how intelligent rabbits are and how much they can learn, what great pets they can be if they are allowed to have a full life. If you think that a rabbit is in your future, please come by the shelter and look at ours before you consider getting an Easter bunny, because we have 4 and we need to find homes for all of them, and we know a lot about their past and what kind of pet they might be. We are back with Claire, and Claire is a 1 to 1.5 year old female brown tabby and white domestic shorthair. And the interesting thing about Claire's story is that while she came to us as a shy stray, which would make us believe that perhaps she hadn't had a family before, she has a scar from being spayed. So obviously someone cared enough about Claire to have her spayed, and somehow became separated from her, and she ended up here, so she needs to have a new home. She is affectionate once you're holding her, but she's pretty shy. So, and she doesn't seem to mind other cats. So we would be looking for a home for her with someone who doesn't need to have a lap cat, doesn't expect the cat to be, you know, following them around the house and on top of them all the time, which many people like, and is one of the reasons that they're attracted to cats in the first place, is cats can be more independent than a dog and more comfortable with staying home alone while you work long hours than puppies and most of the canines can be. So if you think that Claire would make a good match for you or someone you know, come by the shelter and meet her, find out more about her. We are back with Spot, who is a domestic shorthair 1-year-old white with brown tabby. Very similar to Claire, except for more white. But the difference is Spot is not neutered and very friendly. So, and he came to us as a stray. So we can only piece together their stories, but clearly Spot's been handled by people and hang around people and is brave and outgoing. So he is looking for a new home, even though we may not know much about his past. We certainly do know that he likes people and has been around us. And if you are a horse aficionado, then you would know that the special markings that Spot had in horses is called a medicine hat. It's supposed to be magical and good luck. So if you are looking for a cat to bring you some good luck, maybe Spot is the one. Let us know if you think he's a good match for you or someone that you know. Come by the shelter and meet him. He has lovely green eyes. He's a delightful young cat, has a lot to offer, and we would definitely like to find him a home before kittens that are born this time of year start coming into the shelter and filling up our cages. Hopefully someone who sees him this week will fall in love and come in and get him. We are back with Teeny-weeny, and Teeny-weeny is a brown Torby domestic shorthair. And she is actually teeny-weeny. She is only 6 to 8 months old, so she'll grow a little bit more. But she's really lightweight and a petite little thing. She is affectionate, likes people. We don't know very much about her because she came to us as a stray. We do know that she needs a new home, and hopefully someone will see her on the TV show, come in and adopt her. One of the things to know about all of our adoptions is that cats and dogs are spayed and neutered prior to going home with you. They will have their annual booster against diseases that cats catch from other cats or dogs catch from other dogs, and we will give you a discount coupon in order to get a rabies vaccine at your veterinarian, unless the previous owner already took care of that, which of course we will let you know. So it's a great deal because by getting a pet from us, you save yourself a few $100s off the bat of an initial new pet. Obviously, it's still going to take the same amount of commitment and resources over the first year that any other pet from any other source takes, but it does give you a little bit of financial break in the beginning, getting a pet from a shelter that has everything taken care of prior to you taking her home. They will just need to get a baseline check at the vet and a rabies shot if necessary, and then they're all yours. And we hope that you will, and teeny weeny, when I took her out of the carrier, purring right away. As you can see, she's enjoying her lap time, so, and making biscuits, which I always like. She will be a very affectionate lap cat for someone who is interested in that. If you think she's the right cat for you, please come by the shelter and meet her, find out more about her. And we are back with Whiskers. Whiskers is a beautiful Torty Point Himalayan, and that means that she has long, lovely hair that needs care by you. She's fabulous looking, and it's a good thing because she has her moods. She is definitely a lap cat, as you can see, but it's on her terms. When she decides she's done with that, she leaves. And this morning I heard tall tales about her this morning being taken out of her cage for it to be rearranged, that she was not happy with that at all. But when I went to get her and bring her up here for the TV show, delightful. So I'm not buying it. But many people who like Himalayans and Siamese are aware that they are the quintessential myth of the cat. They like what they like when they like it, and you got to work around it. So if anyone is interested in Whiskers, please come by and meet her, see what you think. If you have experience with Himalayans and Persians, then you know. And we would very much like to find her a home where she can enjoy walking around. And she is already declawed, and that is one thing that might be attractive to someone who has valuables that they fear a cat could damage. But here at the shelter, everyone probably knows by now, we're not in favor of declawing because to us it's similar to saying if your puppy digs under the fence, a way to remedy that is to have his toes removed. And I know that sounds horrible and no one would ever do it, but declawing is removing the toes of a cat. So we frown upon it, we don't like it. It's obviously between you and your vet. It's a little costly. It's done with anesthesia and veterinarians know what they're doing. But we recommend against it if at all possible for the sake of the cat. So Whiskers has already been declawed if that is something that you would seek in a cat you would adopt. And if you think that she would make a good match for you or your family, then please come by and meet her. She's lovely, and she needs a family of her own. Thanks for joining us on Pet Pals. Randy and I will be back next week, as always, with more adoptable pets from Frederick County Animal Control. Hope you join us then.